watching the news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. The EU imposes new sanctions on Russia, and the US president rules out supporting Ukraine with F-16 fighters. The earthquake death toll surpasses 50,000 in Turkey and Syria. And the overall credit offered by Omani banks exceeds 29.2 billion Omani riyals. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The European Union agreed today to impose new sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, targeting more officials and organizations accused of supporting the war, spreading propaganda or supplying drones, as well as restricting trade on products that could be used by the armed forces. The EU's Swedish presidency said the sanctions are directed at military and political decision makers, companies supporting or working within the Russian military industry, and commanders in the Wagner Group. Transactions with some of Russia's largest banks are also prohibited. President Joe Biden told the ABC News yesterday that the US is sending support to Ukraine, which aims to put it in a strong position and help defend against an expected Russian spring offensive. Biden said US support for Ukraine will not waver, but the US military has deemed other support more crucial for the current stage than sending them F-16s. The White House announced nearly $500 million in aid to Ukraine earlier this week when Biden visited, and another $2 billion yesterday, which includes all of the military support Biden mentioned. The death toll from the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria that struck on February 6 have surpassed 50,000 yesterday, after Turkey declared more than 44,000 people have died. The Disaster and Emergency Management Authority said the death toll in Turkey due to earthquakes rose to 44,218 on Friday night, with Syria's latest announcement death toll of 5,914. The combined death toll in the two countries rose to above 50,000. Today, February the 25th, marks the 62nd National Day and the 32nd Liberation Day of the State of Kuwait, with the country celebrating 6 decades of remarkable achievement under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jabbar Al Sabah, the Emir of the State of Kuwait. The Sultan of Oman joins celebrations of the State of Kuwait, embodying the strong and balanced relations between both countries, as they share identical visions on various international and regional issues. The State of Kuwait is currently ranked 4th in investment in Oman, with over 500 Kuwaiti companies operating in the country. The volume of trade exchange between Oman and Kuwait amounts to about $700 million. The State of Kuwait's achievements and contributions have made it a pivotal player in regional and international issues, while also gaining the world's attention for its humanitarian aid efforts. In the statistics released from the Central Bank of Oman, the overall credit given by the traditional banks and Islamic Complaint Bank grew by 4.8 to stand at 29.2 billion Omani riyals by the end of December 2022. Likewise, the credit given to the private sector increased by 4.1 to reach 24.4 billion Omani riyals during the same period in 2022. Similarly, bank deposits witnessed a growth by 11% to 25.9 billion Omani riyals. The share market value in Muscat Stock Exchange jumped to over 23.5 billion Omani riyals, registering weekly gains of over 15 million Omani riyals. The registered increase was due to increase of share value for a number of companies and the increased turnover for purchasing share in response to dividend declarations released in the past week, showing a positive financial return. Abraj Energy Services signed a 5-year strategic partnership deal with Saudi Arabian Chevron and Kuwaiti Gulf Oil Company to drill and extract oil in Kuwait. Based on the strategic deal, Abraj will work on building 3 drilling platforms and provide relevant services in the Wafra oil field in Kuwait. It is worth mentioning that Abraj Energy Services have joined the Muscat Stock Exchange this month as part of Oman Investment Authority exit plan for a number of government investments. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth retraces the legacy of Omani song ambassador artist Salim bin Ali Said in Muscat International Book Fair. Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman television. His Excellency Syed Said bin Sultan Al Busaidi, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth for Culture, met with Her Excellency Naveen Al Kilani, the Egyptian Minister of Culture, and her accompanying delegation. During the meeting, they exchanged experiences and viewpoints in the cultural sector in conjunction with the activities of Muscat International Book Fair 2023 and toured in the other booths. The Municipal Council and the Governorate of South Batna invited a number of officials from the Director of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion to discuss commercial activities dedicated for Omani investors. The Municipal Council also invited officials from the Governorate Municipality and from the Director General of Labour to discuss issues and regulations for the Labour residential areas. The Council also reviewed during the meeting the replies received by the Council Secretariat from telecommunications regulatory authorities regarding telecommunications services, report for the Governorate, and discussed as well dedicating land plots for stationary heavy-duty vehicles and equipment. The meeting was headed by His Excellency Sheikh Saif bin Himyar Al Malik Al Shihi, the Governor of South Batna. As part of the cultural events for the Muscat International Book Fair, a seminar on the late Omani artist Salim bin Ali Said was organized by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth. The event was attended by Omani artists who came to honor the ambassador of Omani song and retrace his legacy of 40 years of working in the music industry. The seminar was held under the auspice of His Excellency Syed Said bin Sultan Al Busaidi, the Undersecretary of Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth for Culture. To provide an opportunity for the youth to present their ambitious initiatives, an exhibition was held in the Wilaya of Nizwa. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Halal bin Said Al Hajri, the Governor of Al Dakhliya. More details in the following report.
Towards an effective community partnership, the Office of a Dakhliya Governor held an exhibition for the initiatives developed by the youth of a Dakhliya Governorate. The exhibition features 21 initiatives for sustainable projects that represent tangible opportunities in various economic fields.
We provide our portal and we were able to collect 157 initiatives, and it goes in a different process. First process, when we collected, we provide the link to evaluators from different sectors, and they evaluate these initiatives. So today we can see here these 21 initiatives were qualified, so they are here in the exhibition.
The exhibition provides a platform for direct communication, support and investment between the owners of the initiatives and the relevant specialists from the public and private entities, businessmen and investors.
Oman Coffee Farms initiative is targeting to start plantation of coffee plants because in a Dakhliya Governorate we have areas such as Jabal Akhdar, Jabal Shams and other areas that we can plant this type of plantation and good for harvesting. Already it tested by the Ministry of Agriculture. So because we have the data, we have results, we saw an opportunity, and now we are aiming to talk to different entities, government entities, and the private sector and other organizations, so we can get the support for this initiative.
Sustainable green cities will be focusing more on the farming of the trees in front of houses and homes, in Dakhliya region. Such initiative also will be a game changer in terms of the weather, and this initiative I can say it will play a big role to change the weather or to reduce the temperature. And also it's worth to mention here that my initiative is in line with the zero carbon emission that Sultanate of Oman is targeting by 2050.
Such endeavors enhance community partnerships towards generating innovative schemes that will be turned into sustainable ventures. The promising initiatives presented by the youth here will enrich economic diversification efforts, benefiting from the competitive advantages of الداخلية Governorate. صالح بخلفان الرحبي، ولاية of نزوة الداخلية Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The EU imposes new sanctions on Russia, and the US president rules out supporting Ukraine with F-16 fighters. Earthquake death toll surpasses 50,000 in Turkey and Syria. And the overall credit offered by Omani Bank exceeds 29.2 billion Omani riyals. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, it's good night and stay safe.